Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you're watching this, it's episode number 26 of Tom's Take. We got a great team leader, very close friend of mine, Robert Mack. He's the team lead of the Robert Mack Group out in Orange County, which is the Southern California market. And today we're going to talk about business networking and how networking can help agents and can help the consumer. Rob, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate you being here.
Oh, thanks for having me. I'm excited to talk about BNI.
Awesome. Yeah. And I know I leaned on you a lot when I joined our chapter in the past year. So a lot of people that may not know what BNI is. Do you want to explain that to them a little bit and also tell them what attracted you to the group and to the organization?
Yeah, so BNI stands for Business Networking International, and the unique feature of BNI is that it's very category specific. So as a realtor, as a member of my chapter, I'm the only realtor that can join that group and be a part of that group. And so there's no competition involved, which means that if I'm networking with 20 or 30 different individuals, if I have the credibility among these individuals, it's very likely that they're going to keep me in mind for themselves and their referrals if they ever need help using a realtor. The thing that attracted me most to BNI was early on in my career, one of my mentors told me that everything is possible through people. And that's how the BNI conversation started. It doesn't matter how good you are at what you do. If nobody knows who you are and what you do or has a trust level to work with you, you're just not going to be successful. So getting the word out with the local professional community is really one of the best ways to expand your business and your sphere of influence. Whether you're a realtor or a dentist or an HVAC repair person, it's just the way good business is done.
Yeah, no doubt. And I mean, I know most realtors, a lot of their business comes from their database or their sphere of influence anyway. So it's almost like adding 20 or 30 really good people to your sphere that are going to be out there looking for you, which is a pretty cool concept. So
absolutely. We call it our sales force. We always, every time we go to a meeting, we call it, we're training our sales force so they can go out there and look for referrals for us, keep an eye or an ear open to help us continue to grow our business and vice versa.
Yeah, for sure. And I know that the whole concept is, givers gain. So the more you bring to the table, the more likely people are going to say, hey, let's get Tom or Rob or whoever else in business. So it's a unique organization, and it's also the way the meetings are run. I mean, it's very business oriented. It's not I think some people think, and some people think it's going to be a waste of time. To me, it's, you're there for one reason. There's a lot of other great things that can come from it, but if you keep the business practices in mind and your chapters run the right way, it can really help you. So when it comes to the realtor category, I know it's pretty competitive, and I know you had a very different experience than I did. So why don't you talk a little bit about that and share with the audience what you had to go through to get started?
Yeah, absolutely. So when I first heard about BNI, I started to visit different groups. And what I quickly found, was that every group already had a realtor. So there was no need for me to be there. Now, I did learn a lot from going to these meetings, and I did become more and more interested over time, but I just couldn't find a group to join. So I reached out to the executive director of my region, and I had a conversation with her, and I said, listen, I'm committed. I'm eager to get started. I want to be a part of the BNI group, but there's no group that needs a realtor. What's my next step? And she actually said the only way that I could be a part of BNI would be to start my own chapter, which actually I learned over time that it's a very common thing. And many times realtors will spearhead the start of any new chapter because of how competitive that category is. I teamed up with 3 or 4 professionals in my network. I pitched the idea to them. They seemed like they were on board, and we just made it happen. We spent about 6 months growing our group, and finally reached to the point where we had 20 members. And in BNI, in the SoCal region, 20 members is enough to consider yourself an official group. So after about 6.5 months, we chartered as an official BNI group in the region. And now it's been 6 years, and BNI probably represents about 10 to 15% of my yearly gross income. So it's a big deal for me.
Wow. I mean, that's a big number. And, I think your experience was a lot different than mine, but I think what you went through was probably the norm. So, when I think of realtors, and a lot of people will tell you, realtors tend to give out at least the majority of the business, or the one person that's giving the most referrals, because when people come to us, they're in the middle of a real estate transaction and they need stuff done like right now. So, hey, I need to get insurance. I need to get a mortgage. this electrical stuff's got to get fixed to meet the township code or the municipal code. So it's a pretty important category. Now, what happened to me was our insurance carrier that we refer to a lot of our clients. He does a lot of great services for them, pulls free clue reports. He invited me to interview because they were removing their agent from the chapter, and I had to interview against 10 different people over 2 weeks. So I'm really nervous going in there. You get a 30-second pitch. You have to tell them why you think they would be that you would be the right person for the category. And it was super competitive. And I actually had Rob do me a favor, and he emailed the chapter president kind of to show them how serious I was about it, because in 30 seconds, it's really tough to get to know someone. So if you're an agent watching this, I mean, just kind of know what you're getting into, and you may have to probably go do what Rob did versus what I did, because the openings don't come often. So
yeah, absolutely. I mean, in my 6-year, career in BNI, I only know 2 people that were actually able to join a group, and I probably know about 24 realtors that had to start their own. So I feel like you were fortunate to find a group that was already established. Again, obviously the competition was fierce, but you got in, and I'm happy. I'm happy for you, and I'm sure your business is growing because of it.
Well, yeah,
and the group's really lucky to have you too, by the way.
Well, and I think that's the value you bring to it. I mean, the whole philosophy of these things is, it can't be a one-way street, no matter if you're in a BNI group or not, when you're looking to work with other professionals and refer business back and forth. And I'm clear, this is where it actually benefits the consumer the most, because especially with like the tradespeople. I mean, I know that we have a big need for the tradespeople, and I don't know what your experience with contractors has been in general. Usually the consumers hate them because they don't call you back. Yeah, they don't do what they say they will. And having some go-to people like electricians, plumbers, HVAC, stuff that comes up a lot and people come to us for, to me is pretty valuable. And it actually it actually helps our clients more. I mean, what's your take on that?
Yeah, I mean, it goes even beyond that. The tradespeople are always helpful. The home insurance people are always helpful. The carpet cleaners, the home cleaners, the lenders. But even beyond that, I have a great relationship with my estate planning attorney in my group. And they're able to work with my clients and set them up for success for the long run of their property. For any, if anything bad happens, they're protected. Their legacy is protected. CPAs to help my clients make sure they're getting the best tax benefits after they buy a home. I mean, we both know when we help our clients buy or sell properties, there's a lot of great tax benefits involved. So one of my favorite stories in BNI is I got a referral from a past client. I successfully helped them buy a property, and throughout the process, 9 of my chapter members helped my client from beginning to end.
Wow.
Achieve their goals, whether it was home insurance, cleaning, CPA, estate planning. So it just goes to show you, when my client came to me, they had no idea what they were doing. They were afraid, they were excited, they were nervous. There were so many different emotions. I helped them navigate the real estate portion of it, but 8 other chapter members in my group help them accomplish other things related to the process. And now they're happy, and they have a great team of professionals that they can count on anytime they need anything. And that's what BNI brings to the table. It's not just about referrals for you or I or our team. It's really about having a team of professionals that we know, we trust, and we can count on to share with our clients, so that our clients get the absolute best experience moving forward. That's really what it's all about.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. And the people are invested in doing that because they're trying to grow their business through relationships. So they're going to care because it's coming from you or I or whoever else in the chapter. So I think that, it's great to think of all the referrals that a realtor might get, but to me, it's more about how we're helping everyone else, and both, our clients and helping the other agents, even agents on my team now. I mean, they've used the accountant in our chapter. They're going to, we have a financial advisor that's going to help them with retirement. A lot of realtors don't even think about this stuff. And if we can put them in touch with the right people, because realtor income is so much different than if you're W-2'd. I mean, to me, it's, having a trusted advisor like that can go a long way. So
our clients look to us for referrals. I mean, real estate is a very high trust transaction. And once you develop that trust, I've found my clients really look up to me for a CPA, for an estate planning attorney, for a plumber or an electrician. So it's nice to have that team in place. So when somebody says, hey, I need this, I could say, I got you. You're covered. It creates a very holistic approach, which is something that I've always been a fan of.
Yeah, no doubt, and it ends up making us the hub for a lot of things. So,
Exactly.
uh, I think this was a great explanation. Talked about how it can help agents, how it can help consumers. Any parting shots here, Rob, on BNI or anything you wanted to share with someone who's watching and maybe considering?
Yeah, I think the key is when I first learned about BNI, my initial mindset was, wow, I could be a part of a group of professionals that, 20, 30 members. That would mean that I could potentially have 20 or 30 people looking out for me and my business and will send me referrals. It was a very kind of take mindset. And as I learned more about BNI and as I went through the different trainings, I started to understand that the giver's gain philosophy is such a better approach. My goal in BNI was to learn about every member in my group and find ways to help them grow their business through my referrals. And what I found was that the more I referred to them and the more I helped them grow their business, the more they started to care about me. So it's called network for a reason. There's a lot of work that goes into it. I try to help people understand that it's kind of like the gym. You can have a gym membership, but that doesn't mean you're going to lose weight or be healthy. You've got to have the right exercise routine. You have to have the right diet plan. You have to be consistent and committed. And that's how BNI is. If you're going to join a BNI group, don't go in with the mindset of how many referrals can I get. It's really more about how much can I give? And ultimately that will come back to you tenfold.
Yeah, it's the universe taking care of you for sure.
Absolutely.
So
Giver's
I know
gain.
absolutely. So this was great, Rob. I really appreciate coming on the show. Again, if you need any real estate needs in Southern California, Orange County, Rob is the go-to guy. That's who we refer all our business to. It's robertmackgroup.com. We're going to put that across the screen here so everyone can see it. And appreciate you coming on, Rob. Thanks again for the time here.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I was happy to be here.
Awesome. Talk to everyone next week. Again, you got comments, you want to know more, hit us up on social, comment below. We'd love to cover a new topic. Take care, everyone.
Bye, everyone.